That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one. What is that? What are we looking at? All right. Okay. Start streaming. We're good. We're good. We're good. Come on. Well, who do we have over here? Good evening. All right, let's do this. All right, that.
Motion detected at the front door.
All right, good to go, good to go. Husker, how are you today? From 25 to 6.99, blah, blah, blah. Well, we'll see what about that, won't we? All right, ready to go there, ready to go there, ready to go there. Pat, good evening. Equavacos, good evening. Mike, John, Clint, Tharkins, back again. Gary, good evening. Clint, Lisa, good evening. Who do we have here? Who do we have here? All righty, we got Andrew, Eric, Red, Delmer, Alden, Herb, Gary, Zuck, Zephyr, Tommy, what's going on? Wango, Roscoe, Mr. DV, Diesel, what's going on? Bone Crusher, Filet, good evening. Can't chat right now. Would you trade Enbridge? No, I would not. Good evening. Can you walk through a whole trade, start to closing it out? Absolutely. Just sit tight. We're going to do everything before the night is over. And good evening over there. And how are you doing today? All right, let's get this ball rolling. Let's get out of here. Here we go. All righty. Hillbilly thinks crypto is going to explode tomorrow. Well, that would be cool. Jackson, good evening. Andrew, good evening. Iron City. Mighty Ramsey. Troy, good evening, good evening. Sue, Ben. KG, what's going on? Sierra. Cesar, good evening. Allie, good evening. Anna, good evening. Michael. Kevin, Gary. Ooh, all these people. Hi, hello. You should give me money. Absolutely, I should. Come on down. Just tell me how much you'd like. Would you trade Enbridge? No, I would not. SBER. What is SBER? Never heard of it. SBER. SBER Bank Russia. Why would that be here on the U.S. stock market? Who asked for that one? Yeah. All righty. JC, good evening. Forgill, good evening. Verizon got rid of me last week in the riff. Sorry, dude. Fatil, good evening. Let's check on Verizon. Verizon got rid of you, dude. Terribly sorry, man. Netflix with the split. Okay, we'll take a look at Netflix. Let's pause this right there for a second. Let's get the ball rolling, see what we're looking at. All right, let's get the party started. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, Dow, we'll take a look at Dow also. Okay, Nemo, SBER is a Russian bank. Why would that be trading on the U.S. stock market? Kind of curious on that one. Isaiah, good evening. Jeff, Chris, Bobby Jones, Hans, what's going on, Hans? Chris Reed, Bobby. Can we review Moody's MCO? No. Who came up with Moody's? Bobby. All right, Bobby, you're relatively new here. But Bobby, check this out. These right here, December, January, February, May, Bobby, those are months of the year. Months of the year. I only do weekly stock option trading. 28 November, that's this Friday. 5 December, that's next Friday. 12 December, 2 Fridays away. 19 December, 3 Fridays away. 26 December, 4 Fridays away. Friday, 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 Friday. It's called a weekly option. I do not do monthlies. They're just not worth my time. Terribly sorry. Okay, it is what it is. It's just not worth it. Okay, what else do we have? Sorry, Bobby. Vonda, good evening. Tufan, good evening. Good afternoon. Depends on where you're coming from, I suppose. JMF, how are you? Thank you for that. Tufan, thank you. Troy, can you review AMRIZE? AMRIZE. I never heard of that before. AMRIZE. Okay, it's AMRZ. AMRZ. Hell no. Okay, take a look. December, January, April, July. No, 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 no. It's newer. Don't care. I'm sorry, Troy. I don't want to insult you in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. I don't do monthly options. December, January, April, July. Those are months. I don't do monthly. I do weekly. Monthly just doesn't work for me. Sorry, dude. Johnny Boy, NTR, getting right to it. Not even a hi, hello, or anything like that, Johnny, huh? Hold on, check this out. Here's the high, here's the low. Okay, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's turning right there. Let's zoom into that a little bit better because it looks like she's turning around. Katrina, good evening. Thank you for that, Katrina. All right, so here's your last 30 days on Nutrien. What is the reason some stocks have weekly and some have monthly? Personal preference in my assumption, because you got to take that up with the market maker. The market maker is the person who actually does the buying, the selling, and all the trading for most of the stocks. So why are some of them monthly and why are some of them weekly? Personal preference, I guess, from the companies themselves. Sorry, Bobby. So let's take a look at NTR. Look what's happening recently. 30 days ago, we shoot up, we pull back. Here's your 30-day bottom. From there, we go from 53 all the way to 61. So 53 to 61. 53 to 61. That's $8. Well, $8 on a $50 stock, well, that's over 15%, right around that area, 14, 15%, between here and here. Okay, so it's 15%. Great. Now it's profit taking. Here's your bottom right there. She's turning around to 56. Let's take a look at the 56 for tomorrow. NTR. Why the hell not? 56, NTR. Could be the first one on the list today. Here we go. Let's do just one at the market. Here we go. And first one on the list today. Here we go. NTR. By one, covered call NTR. 28 November. That's the option. The option strike is the 28th of November. Also known as this coming Friday. So this option trade is going to expire this Friday. So if I buy the stock tomorrow morning, I sell that option's going to expire on Friday. Okay, the $56 call option. Well, the stock is currently at $56.19. What's my profit? I'm walking away at $48. Okay, you say it's not a lot. No, it's not a lot. But let's check out the numbers and see what the rate of return is. To find the rate of return, we need our calculator. And we take the profit. Anthony! Good evening there, Mr. Anthony. Kay Barnwell, good evening also. Mark, what's going on? You like an opinion, okay. An opinion on Albemarle. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a second. Let's finish up this one right here first. We'll take a look at Albemarle next. Profit's going to be $48.50. And look at the investment, $5,552. Well, that comes to a grand total of 0.8. 0.8. Terribly sorry. Close, but no cigar. I don't do 0.8. That's less than 1%. So we're going to say no to this one. Sorry. Who came up with NTR? It's newer. Tufan, CCJ, never heard of it. CCJ, huh? CCJ. Cameo Corp. Interesting. Okay. Here's our top. Here's our bottom. Here's where she was. Here's where she is. Look at this. Down, up, down. It's coming down at the moment. If you really like it, give it a week or two. It'll find the bottom eventually. 30 days ago would be the 23rd. Okay, here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're here. We shoot up. Here's your 30-day high. Now she's dropping from 110 down to 77. That's almost a 30% drop. If you like this company. Bobby, what is the reason? Okay, we just talked about that question. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, Brian, good evening. John, good evening. Eric. Nail art, how are you? Eric, Nike. Okay, Tufan, CCJ. We just looked at it, dude. It's dropping. Okay, Eric, Nike, NKE. I have a little bit of an issue with companies I've never heard of. Nike, 6280. We'll be looking at the 63s. That's a nice number. Look at this. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right, what's going on right there? We're looking at the 63s because they look pretty happy to me. Here you go. What do you think? 30-day high. She drops. Back up, back down. Now she should be going back up again. The 63s. Let's check out the 63s on Nike. I know what Nike does. Let's take a gander. All right, change it to the covered call. I love the covered calls. Simple, easy. The 63, there it is. One contract. There we go. And here we go. Okay, LAES. Can I flip the screen? Okay, Ron Bruner. Ron Bruner, how are you doing today? You want me to flip the screen? All right, Ron, here we go. Let's flip the screen. There you go, Ron. What do you think? Yep. Ron, you're not the first person to ask me to flip the screen. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very long time. YouTube doesn't have the opportunity for me to flip the screen on my iPhone camera. And no, the iPhone camera doesn't let me flip the screen either. So, is what it is. You don't like it here on YouTube? Hold on, I know the right word. I am live streaming on 9 different platforms. You don't like this one? Go to the next one, okay? CLBT, Jesse, I have no idea what that is. If 30% decrease happens, then why would a company allow a 60-80 with a big fat... All right, Casey, thank you for that one. Not 100% sure where you were going with that, but all right. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers for Nike. Here we go. Buy one, covered call Nike, 28 November. That's this coming Friday, meaning this option is going to expire this coming Friday. All righty, the 63 call option. The stock is currently at 63.05. So if I buy it at 63.05, sell it at 63, I'm walking away with 102. It's costing me $6,000. What do those numbers actually look like? And do they make sense? Well, let's get the calculator out. $102.50. And it's going to cost me $6,198. That's $6,200. All right. That's 1.6. 1.6. 1.6%. 1.6 just for 1 week. How many calls do you sell every Monday? Peter, every Monday. Combined all together, it would have to be at least 500-600, somewhere in that area. Okay, hold on. We're going to get to these questions in a minute. So we're going to save this one because I like the idea of that. There we go. And that one is Nike 1.65. All right, well, let's check it out. Here we go. Let's check it out. 1.65. That's last week. We're going to have to move that. There we go. Nike, 28 November. That means this option. Okay, the way a covered call works, if you're not familiar with it, there are literally hundreds of videos available on YouTube, Vimeo, whatever website, Rumble, whatever one you want to use. So, a covered call, basically I'm buying the stock, I'm selling somebody the rights to buy it from me for the same price I just paid for it. So if I'm buying this thing at 63.05 and I'm selling it for 63, how can I possibly be walking away with 1.6% profit? Think about it. I'm buying it for a price. I'm selling it for the same price. I'm buying it Monday morning, tomorrow morning. I'm selling it for basically a tiny bit less than I paid for it, but I'm still walking away with a profit, and she's bouncing off of a bottom, going back up. Well, does it make sense? Number one, do you like the company? That's a big question. Are you willing to own this company at this current price of 63 bucks? 102 is the profit. 6,100 is the investment for just one contract. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm not really buying. See, it may look like I'm buying stocks, but I'm not. I'm creating a weekly cash producing asset, and I'm using stock as the vehicle because Nike's been around for a very long time. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. And if it does, well, we'll probably hear from it, here and there. But is it a good deal? Should I put my money or some of my money into Nike? Well, if I do it this week, Nike's going to give me 1.6%. And I'm okay with 1.6% for 1 week. All right. Nike, top of the list. Whoops. What was it? 1.65? 1.65%. That works. All right, what do we got? This is last week. Let's get rid of this stuff. Last week, I probably should have got rid of this earlier. All right, here's where we are today. Nike. Let's go back to where we were. Next. What's next? All right. So that was Nike. Let's go back to the beginning to where we were so we can get this all rolling. All right. I've been upgraded. Buy a boat, you get a cup. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. What are we doing next? Tufan, BBAI. What is that? BBAI. Big Bear AI Holdings. This thing's not 20 years old. And it's $5. And it's like $2 last year. So you can honestly tell me this thing has 20 years of increased profits? I don't know. I think I'm getting ready to be disappointed. I think I am. All right. BBAI. BBAI. All right, so now I forgot my intro. Not that I forgot my intro, I just forgot to do it because we got bombarded with questions right from the start. First and foremost, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. The idea of the 10-Minute Trader is to be able to get into your trading account, spend 10 minutes, and then get out. That's it, 10 minutes a day. That's what it was created for. My 9-year-old daughter back in 2008 said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So my 9-year-old daughter wants to learn how to invest. Okay, who came up with BBAI? Okay, sorry, dude. No dividends, no thank you. Too fun. The name of this show is Dividend Stock Talk. The key word being dividend. This thing has no dividends, so why are we looking at it? Now, every once in a while, I will do a dividend stock if it's on Warren Buffett's list. I don't think this is on Warren Buffett's list. What do we have over here? Cesar, how are you? Netflix with the split. All right, let's take out Netflix with the split. Hello from Canada. How are you doing today, Adriana? JC, good evening. Okay. KG4, dude, terribly sorry. Cesar wants to take a look at Netflix with the split. Now, you do realize with the split doesn't really mean anything because NFLX is still a non-dividend stock. And here's the high, and she's been dropping lately. So if you really like Netflix, why not? Well, take a look at the last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago, here we are. We drop, we shoot up. Here's the top. Here's your new bottom. If you really, really, really like Netflix, I mean really like it, wait for the bottom to show up. Now, I'll put Netflix on the list only because we can't run and hide from it. So if somebody wants to do it, fine. We'll take a gander. NFLX. Now, we're just keeping our eye on it to find when she bottoms out. It's not an opportunity at this moment. But as soon as she finds the bottom, normally they turn around and go right back up again. If you like Netflix. So the 104s are going for $2. Not quite 2%, but still nice enough. Sorry, Cesar. A dividend stock, it has a tendency to be predictable. Okay, predictable and consistent. Well, that way we can manage our trading around stocks that we know are going to move and when they're going to move. It was one hell of a severance. Well, alrighty then. You're not sad at all. Kohl Beans. Now, just what do you plan on doing now, dude? It's an honest question. What do you plan on doing now that you are unemployed? Okay, B wants to take a look at RTX. Isn't that Raytheon? I don't know. RTX. Unfortunately, who came up with that? B, take a look at this. Here's your bottom. Here's your top. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. She shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. Now it's pulling back. Looking for a new bottom there if you like RTX. Now, RTX is on my list. We'll see what it looks like. Looking for that new bottom. RTX. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. If we come up with a list of stocks that we're looking at or going to be looking at, that ought to be a good thing. All right, what do we have here? What's going on? All righty. Ron Bruner wants to take a look at Dow, D-O-W. Now, didn't Dow pop up a couple of weeks ago? And it looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Here's your top. Here's your, look at that bottom right there, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Where do you think she's going to go now? Looks like she's getting ready to turn around. The 2220s are going for 55. That's over 2%. Okay, well, let's check it out. Here's your last 30 days. What do you think? Sideways, big jump, drop. Here's your bottom. Now she's turning around. Awesome. Well, let's take a look at the 22 for Dow. If you like Dow, of course. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's change that to covered calls because I like covered calls. They're simple, they're easy, they're predictable. That always makes me a happy camper. Here we go. Let's take a gander at Dow by one, covered call of Dow, 28 November. That's this coming Friday. The 22 call option. Here's my profit, 32. It's costing me 2,100. What does that come to? And does it make sense? Think about it. Dow's been in business for over 100 years. Take a look at the dividends. They did cut some of the dividends, but is it still something worth you to hang out and take a look at? Well, let's find out. The profit's 32 even. The investment is 21.68, and that comes to a grand total of 1.47. Well, I like 1.47. I'm getting good at that. All right, let's find out. 1.47 for Dow. Something just happened. I can't see. All right, 1.47. And there she is right there. Dow, check it out. People always ask me, say, James, is there any way to zoom in to take a better look? What do you think? Dow, oops. Dow, 28 November, the $22 call option. 32 bucks the profit, 2,100 is the investment. Well, wealth isn't built in your 40s. It's built in your 20s and harvested later. Ooh, I like that. Interesting. Mr. Unemployed, let them know. Okay, good evening. All right, we missed some of these questions. Okay, the NTR, yep, we looked at that one, looked at that one, looked at that one. Okay, Ekaterina, that sounds Russian. Kagdela, Bajosta, something like that. All right. What's the reason? So, okay, I don't know that one. Brian, thank you for that, Brian. John Valerio, good evening. Eric, nail art ideas, cool beans. All right, what else are we doing? BBI, we did that one. Okay, Joe wants to take a look at Dell and Visa. Okay, sit tight, we'll get to that in a minute. We're looking at Dow right now. Didn't we just do that? Oh, right there, yeah, we did. All right. And we said it was, how much was it? 1.47. 1.47. Cool beans. That's two. Let's see if we can find some more. Alrighty. RTX. Okay, it was a hell of a severance. Cool beans. You're not sad at all. All right. Jake wants to take a look at Kohl's and AAL, American Airlines. Okay, sit tight. Hold on. We said what did we say we're going to do next? I forget. Don't get old. It's no fun. Tendency to forget stuff. Joe was here first. Okay, Jake, sit tight. Joe wants to take a look at BBAI. We already looked at that one. Dell. DELL. I love Dell. I do. Interesting. Check this out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down. What's going on here? Looks like she might be turning around. Might be. Well, let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, 30 days ago, we shoot up, pull back. Shoot up, pull back. Right there. Not quite turning around, but she's pretty damn close. So I'm going to put Dell down so we'll keep an eye on it next week. All righty. Visa. Ooh, now that one looks a hell of a lot better. Check this one out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, up. 327.98, 327.50. Oh, nice. Nice number. And she's bouncing up. Well, let's zoom into that a little bit closer. Okay, 30 days ago. Look at this. Down, up, down. 3 days. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Nice. Love it. And 120. Okay. Yep. Ooh. Yep. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Let's change this. There we go. And the 330s right there. Okay, just one. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad. Buy one covered call Visa, 28 November. That means this coming Friday. The 330 call option against the Visa stock. 454 is the profit. 32 G's for this one. Well, let's check it out. Remember, this is an investment strategy. Okay? We're buying weekly cash producing assets. So everything that I buy has to have a weekly option to it. That way, every single week, I can get some kind of money coming in until it hits my target. Well, if I'm buying it now at $327.98 and I'm going to sell it for $330, okay, I'm walking away with $454. It's costing me $32. Yeah, I'm going to get that $32 back if and when. I should say when it hits my target price. Well, let's find out what rate of return that's going to be. Only way to find that, you take the profit, 454, you divide it by the investment, 32,546, grand total of 1.4%. If you like Visa, 1.4%. What's wrong with that? And if the stock goes up and it hits that 330 target, we'll pick up a few more dollars. That will bump up the rate of return even higher. So, let's do it. Visa. All right, let's do this. Visa, where is it? There it is, right there. Visa. There we go. Visa. 28 November. The 330 call option. 454 is the profit, 3,200 is the, 32,000 in the investment, 1.4%. Now remember, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, in my humble opinion, a pre-qualified dividend stock is any company that has consistently been profitable for at least 2 decades, not 2 weeks, not 2 months, not 2 years, 2 decades. That's 20 years, year after year, 20 years. That means they made more money this year than they made last year. They made more money last year than they did the year before. More money the year before than they did the year before, so on and so forth. Why would I want to invest my money into a company that's not consistently profitable? That, my friends, boggles my mind, and I'm clueless as to why people keep asking me about companies that are not consistently profitable. Now, we check once a week, and we're going to check in about 2 minutes. Let me save this one, and then we will move on to something a little bit different. Now, what did we say this one was? 1.4. 1.4%. Okay, so let's, just for the fun of it, go check and see how many new companies there actually are this week. All right, let's get out of there. For that, we're going to go to FinViz. Now, FinViz is a financial visualization website, okay? They've got a screener there that allows us to take a look and see what the stocks are doing. And we're going to go from there. Okay, come on. There it is right there. Black Swan sale. Yay! I have no desire for that whatsoever. All right. Now, I'm only looking for one number off of this website. Let's get out of that. I don't need that. And here's the number right here. It actually went up yet again. Every single week, week after week, they add more companies. So right here, here's the number. 10,600, okay? 10,684. 10,684 companies. Guess the companies. That's not the ETFs. That's not the mutual funds. That's not futures. That's not Forex. That's just dividend stock companies. And then you go to the list. Look at Allegiant. I'm sure you heard of them. Alcoa. First Priority. Never heard of them. Amplius, never. Goldman Sachs, I've heard of them. ATA, Creative, yeah. American Airlines, I heard of them. 10,684 companies. I'm only looking at 300. Now, the reason I'm only looking at 300 companies is very simple. You ready? Okay, I want two criteria and only two criteria for what I'm putting my money. Number one, is it consistently profitable? That's number one. Number two, weekly options. That's it. Consistently profitable and weekly options. That's all I care about. All right, let's go to the next one. Zim, Bitu. Zim, I'm pretty sure, does not have what we're looking for. Okay. ZIM. Now, you're probably wondering what this website is right here. This is Yahoo Finance. Now, Yahoo Finance has a whole bunch of financial information, but somebody wants to take a look at Zim. Okay? Zim Integrated Shipping Services. Dividends only. Okay. Now, who came up with this one? Bitu, are you ready? Now, Bitu, when I say, now this is just for me personally, if I'm going to put my own personal money into a company, I want to make sure that there has at least 2 decades of profits. That's 20 years. Okay, year after year after year, higher and higher and higher profit. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, Zim, very first dividend was in 2021. That means it's only 4 years old. Well, let's take a look at some of those dividends. The very first one, $2. Awesome. Actually, awesome, really. $2 for the very first dividend. Second dividend, $2.50. That's a 25% increase. That's awesome. Here we run into a problem. The next dividend, $17. Well, how the hell can you go from $2.50 to 17? Well, because right after that, they drop back down to $2.85. That's a big drop from 17 to 2.85. All right, let's cut them some slack. We'll call this one right here a special dividend. Because, you know, companies do have special dividends when they make extra money. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so next dividend, $2.85. Okay, $2.50, $2.85, $4.75. That's awesome. However, the very next one, it goes down to $2.95. And then it jumps up to $6. Then it drops down to 23 cents, 39 cents, $3.65, $3.17, 74. There's no consistency whatsoever. No consistency. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it if you like the company. Okay? Now, for you, right? There's nothing wrong with it for you. For me, I'm retired. If I am wrong, if I lose money, you're going to hear me say, hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Walmart. Will that be paper or plastic? May I help you with that, ma'am? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. No, that's not me. No, I get nothing against those people whatsoever. I've been working since my very first job was in 1974, Old Man Simmons Farm. Okay? I was 10 years old. My very first job. Okay? Right after school, we went right to the farm and we worked until it was dark. Okay? I have no desire to go back to work. I retired 2 years ago after 5 decades. That's a half a century. A half of century of working. I think I'm entitled to retire. You get 3 opportunities to retire. Number 1, you age out, which means you get too damn old to go back to work. And they say, oh, whoa, you're just too damn old. Keep your ass at home, old man. Yeah, I heard that one, believe it or not. Second, you can take this job and shove it. How many people would love to say that to their boss? If and when you get enough money coming in consistently and predictably from your assets, okay? That's what we're doing tonight. Weekly cash producing assets. When you have enough money coming in consistently and predictably from your assets, you can tell your boss, say, hey, I don't need this crap anymore. I'm out of here. Unless, of course, you really like your job and you don't mind going to work. Now, see, I enjoy going to work. Some people don't. Now, if you had the choice, it's a total different scenario. Because when you have a couple of extra digits in your account and you don't need to work, you work because you want to, because you enjoy it. Total different story. The third opportunity of getting out of work, they call it toe tagging. Do you know what that means? That means you die on your way to work, on your way home from work, and you never, ever get to see any retirement. You never get to see any Social Security. You never get to see the Grand Canyon. You don't get to go on a nice boat ride. You don't get to watch your grandchildren play in the grass while you just sit there sipping on your iced tea, rocking in your rocking chair. 3 options. You age out, you walk out, or you die on the job. That's it. Okay? And when you get to this point, retirement, you get 2 choices and only 2. Don't let anyone tell you differently, because there's only 2 choices. Number 1, you take whatever money you have available to you. You invest it, you learned how to do it yourself, because we're the only species on the planet that's got to pay to live here. Number 2, you give up that accountability. You give all your money to money manager, account manager, fund manager, whatever, and they'll do it for you. I can pretty much guarantee they don't have your best interest in mind when they do that, but it is what it is. Let's keep on keeping on. All right. Passive income hooper. So is that like 4% a month with compounding? That's pretty nice. Thank you there, sir. Cliff. Depends on your investment approach, selling calls only to protect the downside. Cliff, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. You're selling the calls. Yeah, I assume buying calls. No. Okay, passive income hooper. We're not buying calls. 80% of all options expire worthless. I do not want to be a buyer. I want to be a seller. Okay, so if 80% of all options expire worthless, why would I want to buy them? It's the question. Why? Let's keep on going. Chief Parrish, Tesla is not a dividend stock, dude. Sorry. I used to sell calls for insurance. Now I'm just a buy and hold guy going heavy on the negative news. Okay, nothing wrong with that at all. I always say, hey, if it works for you, why the hell not, right? Hey, the grumpy monk is here. Good evening. All righty. Beware Zim tax issues. Thank you to Just Me. Roku, Nick, Roku. I'm not 100% sure Roku even has dividends. ROKU. Let's check it out. Do they? Let's check this out. Oh, boo hiss. Nick, check this out. There are no dividends in the selected time period. So why would we be looking at Roku if there has no dividends? That means they're not sharing their profits, which would probably be no. K-Van, we are retiring in June. Selling options allow us to retire early. K-Van, dude, that is awesome. Nice to go. I'd like to hear your story, though. Drop me your number. I'd like to sit and chat. I promise you I won't try to sell you anything. Okay? But I like to hear the story. I like to tell people, hey, this dude's done it. Okay, who do we got here? BP Banhare, Oracle. I love Oracle. I do. I read an article. There's a lot of interesting things coming up for Oracle in the future. ORCL. But definitely not this week. Who came up with Oracle? Not this week. Look at it. Here's the top. There's the bottom. But you know what? I will put Oracle on the viewing list. Wait for that bad echo. Sorry about that, Chad. Give me 1 second. Bad echo. There shouldn't be an echo on TikTok. There's only one microphone on TikTok. Anyway, Oracle next week. It's already on the list for next week. Gabriel wants to take a look at Able Mile. Somebody else wanted to take a look at Able Mile. Let's take a gander at it. ALBA. Woo. I'm going to say no to Able Mile only because, check this out, high of the year is right there. That's where we are right there. Just coming off the high of the year. No, not a great time to buy at the high of the year. Thanks for changing the screen. You're welcome, Ron. Pasta. Twisted Pasta's in the house. Ron, Mixed Echo, Chad, how you doing? Sinister. What's the word on Palantir? I don't know why everybody likes Palantir. PLTR. Okay, who came up with Palantir? Sinister, you ready? Here's what I come up with Palantir. There are no dividends in the selected time period. So the name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk, which basically means we're looking at dividends that have companies that have dividends. Well, Palantir doesn't. And Palantir, as far as I know, is not on Warren Buffett's list, so why would I be interested in it? They keep overperforming, and it dropped $59. Well, and I surely would. Oh, look at that. Oh, somebody bought me something. That was nice of you. You are only 61. You are not old. Twisted Pasta, how are you? Thank you. Flattery will get you nowhere, brother. I appreciate it, but still get you nowhere. Where are we? NTR, we did that one. It's new. We did that one, 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 did that, did that, did that, did that, did that. CCJ, we already did that one. BBAI, okay, we did that one, did that one. Mr. Magician, please make a video video of 5 your best dividend stocks to buy in 24 November. Okay, Mr. Magician, please make a video of 5 your best dividend stocks to buy in November. I'm kind of curious. My best dividend stocks. Huh. All right. I'll keep that in mind. Sammy, good evening. How do you? Odem, how are you? Ivan, thank you for that. Jerry, how are you doing? Pompeii, MATX. What the heck is that? MATX. MATAVION. Matson. Well, we got some dividends here, don't we? Oh, ooh, check it out. All right. Let's check and see MATX. How profitable have they been consistently? Let's check it out. 2005, 10 cents, 11, 11.9, 13, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. It's like 6 years and they haven't increased their dividends at all. Pompeii, what's going on with that? 5 years, no increase. What's wrong with that? 15. All right. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 30, 31, 32, 34, 36. Okay. I'm going to let these bites slide in. I'll let them pass. Sit tight for a second. Let's check and see what the numbers look like. MATX. Matson. Oh, fuck nuggets. December, January, March, June. Now, the chart doesn't look that great. The numbers don't look that great, but it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't. Okay. Pompeii. Check this out for a second. 30 days. What's today's date? The 23rd. Right there. Okay. All right. You ready? Pompeii. 30 days ago was a 30-day bottom. 92. She shoots up to 100. Pulls back to 98. Shoots up to 114. Comes back to 108. Shoots up to 112. Drops to 102. Then shoots up to 108. Okay. That right there is 30 days. That is a month. 1 month, 30 days. Great. Let's take a look at the numbers. Now, the very next option is December 2019. The 105 is going for $3.70. Okay. So, let's try this out for a second. The 105 right there. One contract. Here we go. You ready? Let's check this out. Buy one covered call, MATX, the 105 call option. Okay, the profit is $439. The investment is $10,000. Well, let's check it out. The premium looks great. Okay, so clear that. The profit is $439. Okay, the investment is $10,061. That comes to a grand total of, check that out, 4.3% for 1 month. Now let's multiply that by 12, because there's 12 months in the year. Great, 52%. Awesome. 52%. If MATX. Okay, so here's the issue I have with MATX. You ready? Here's the issue I have with MATX. Are you ready? All right. Here's your 30 days. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, here's where we were. Here's where we are. Now, tell me, where is it going to be in 30 days? It's hard enough to figure out where it's going to be in 5 days, but where's it going to be in 30 days? See, I like weekly options. They're easy to see, and very rarely will I get an option like that. That's a 4% option for a monthly. Now, don't get me wrong, monthlies do work if you like them. I personally don't, because most of the time I don't get a 4% option. Okay, so the 105, okay, I'm buying it at 105.94, and I'm selling it at 105. Now, I'm losing 94 cents right off the top. So I'm not making this whole 370. Okay, I'm only making 365. 265. So 265 on that's a hell of a different number. I don't like monthlies. They're hard to figure out where the hell they're going to go, number one. And number two, once you do all this math, if I buy it at 105.94 and I sell the 105s, well, yeah, I'm walking away with 260. Not quite what I'm looking for. I just don't like monthlies. They're not that easy to maneuver. And I don't want to wait 30 days. And if I'm wrong, look at the next one. Okay, the 110, one strike out, is going for 1.5. Okay, I'm making 1.5% one strike out if I'm wrong. I don't like monthlies. The numbers are very difficult to make it work. So no, I just don't do them. Okay, BP Benhari. We looked at Oracle. Okay, just me, AGNC. Oh, Jake wants to take a look at Kohl's and American Airlines. Kohl's. There we go. Sit tight, sit tight, sit tight. Right there. Okay, we're going to hold it. Hold it right there. We got Gabriel wants to take a look. Wait a minute. Gabriel, we already looked at Able Mile. Sorry, dude. Jake, we're looking at Kohl's next, American Airlines. AGNC, just me. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like what I'm going to tell you about AGNC. All right, so here's Kohl's. We don't need to see December. All right. So, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this, down, up. There we are, right there. There's your top, pulled down. Now she's bouncing off that right there. I love Kohl's. I really do. I've had it for almost 2 years. I've never had a stock for a long time. Okay, before Kohl's, the longest I've held one, I think it was 9 months. But Kohl's has consistently given me 1 to 2 to 3% every single week. So let's take a look at Kohl's. 23. Okay. So let's do this. 16. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's take a look at Kohl's. 16. Yep, 1583. Let's do the 16s. Why not? Just one. Whoops. No, one, not three. Market. There we go. And here's Johnny. Tell her what he won. Here we go. And by one, KSS, Kohl's 100. That's the weeklies. 28 November 25. That's this coming Friday. The $16 call option. I'm walking away with 131.50, and it's only costing me 1,400. But the big question, the big question is, besides the fact is, does it make sense? Besides that, do I like Kohl's? Is that a company that I'm okay with buying and holding on to? Well, let's check out the numbers. 131.50 divided by $1,469 comes to a grand total of, holy cow, that can't be right. 8.9% for 1 week? Holy cow. Yeah, right there. Nice. I am getting better at that. A lot quicker. And where is it? There it is. Here we go. Gotta love it. Kohl's. 28 November. That's this coming Friday. The $16 call option. 131 is the profit. 1,400 is the investment. 8.9% is the rate of return for 1 week if you like Kohl's. Isn't that weird? If you like Kohl's. I'm buying Kohl's tomorrow. I have some, but I'm going to buy some more because I have money to burn. All right. Oh, 2 pair of glasses. Wondering where my glasses went. All right. Kohl's. It's already on the list for tomorrow. Well, all right. Let's save this. %. Love it. What's next? There we go. What's next? All right, let's get rid of this. Move that back to there. Move that back to here. Move this back to here. All right, let's take some questions. What are you guys thinking? What are we thinking? All right, Jake, we just looked at Kohl's, Advanced AAL, American Airlines. Interesting. The high and the low, where was it, where is it? Let's take a look. Your last 30 days. There we go. Interesting. Check that out. Okay. Here's the high. Here's the low. She was here. Now it's here. Up, down, up, down, up. Well, that's plain to see, right? Up, down, up, down, up. 1287. We can either do the 1250s or the 13s. Either one looks pretty good. Let's do the 13s. It looks a little bit more profitable. So let's get rid of this. Let's change this. Let's change that. Let's do the 13 right there. Just one. And at the market, there we go. And here we go. And yeah, buddy, here we go. By one, covered call of American Airlines. 28 November. That's this coming Friday. The $13 call option, 32 is the investment. No, 32 is the profit. That's not a whole lot. But it's only $1,200. Well, let's check out the numbers. Okay, calculator. Clear that. 32.50 is the investment. We're going to divide it by 1268. Gives me a grand total of 2. Okay, I could do 2.5. What the hell's wrong with 2.5? I like 2.5. And American Airlines, if you like that company, of course. Let's find out. Come on, come on. Give me. There it is. There it is right there. Can you get any bigger than that? I mean, really. AAL, American Airlines. 28 November, that's this coming Friday. The $13 call option, well, $32.50 is the profit. The investment's only $1,200, $1,300. The rate of return is 2.5 for 1 week. Now, come on, think about it this way, okay? There's 52 weeks in a year. If I can safely get 1% every single week, that's over a 50% return for 10 minutes of my time. Now, I'm here for 2 hours every Sunday night, and you're probably thinking to myself, well, he probably spends hours. No, I don't. I literally spend anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes on my own personal trading. Okay, I do a lot of trading on my phone app with Robinhood. All right, come on. There we go. Okay, so 10 or 15 minutes is the most amount of time I spend trading my own money. Well, it's not difficult. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where is it at now? Where is it going? What does it look like? What should I do? The questions really aren't that difficult. We're not trying to solve world hunger or come up with world peace. I mean, don't get me wrong, those are pretty easy things to figure out, but, other people just get in the way. All right, so that one is 2.5%. Come on. All right. Come on. Here we go. $2.5. That works. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got our 5 for the night. Let's look at some questions now. Wow. Less than an hour, we came up with 5 good quality companies for this upcoming week. Okay, so just me, AGNC. Are you ready to do this? You're not going to be happy. You're not. Okay. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's delete that. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to single. Let's go to here. Here. And let's put in, change this to that right there. Put in AGNC. AGNC. Okay? Now, without even looking at anything, I'm going to say no to AGNC, and this is the reason why. Just me. You ready for this? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if I'm going to do a covered call on AGNC, the current price is $10.28. The 10 is going for 28 cents. But the current price is $10.33, which means if I buy it at $10.33, sell it at 10, I'm losing 33 cents right off the top, means I'm into negative numbers. No, AGNC, these numbers are absolutely horrible. Because if you buy, no, don't get me wrong, you like AGNC, great. Buy it, but don't buy it for the sake of doing covered calls on it because the numbers just don't work for AGNC. Sorry. What's next? CMG. Isn't that Chipotle? CMG. It is Chipotle. No dividends on Chipotle. But if you really like it, check it out. The top's way over there last year. Here's the bottom right here in the last couple of weeks. Got a gap here. Got a gap here. Look at this. Went sideways. Big drop. Sideways again. We're at 32. 31.63. 32. All right. Last 30 days. Here's your bottom right here. And she is heading up if you like Chipotle. Now, Chipotle has no dividends. So it's not really one that I want to do. But if you did, check it out. 31.63. The 31.63, the 32s are going for 42. That's over 1.5%. If you like Chipotle. They have no dividends. So the reason I like dividends is two reasons. All right, let's get off track here for a second because we already got our 5. Okay. Now, behind me, this is an EX dividend calendar. Basically, what it shows us is what companies are getting ready to pay a dividend. It just tells us when they're paying the dividend. So there's 4 dates to remember when it comes to investing in dividend stocks. Date number 1 is what is called the announcement date. Let's pick one. Let's pick Lennar right there. Lennar. Okay, number 1, the announcement date. Good afternoon, everyone. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk. This is how much money we made. This is how you're going to get yours. It's such a wonderful life, and this is going to be so awesome. And wait to see what we're going to do next year. Blah, 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 blah. They're just telling you how much money they made and how much you're going to get. That's the announcement. Date number 1. Date number 2 is called the EX dividend date. That is the most important date. Reason being, the EX dividend date is represented by these little tiny green dots. You see them? A whole bunch of them. Okay? There are literally over 5,500 different companies offering a dividend, which means they're going to share a portion of their profits with you and me if you buy the stock. You got to own the stock before the EX date. The last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid. If you want to collect that dividend, you got to buy it before the EX date. Date number 3. Date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Date number 4, the payment date. That's all that means. It's just the day you're going to get paid. Now, another reason, well, the main reason why I like dividend stocks, besides the fact that they share their profits, I'm all for sharing profits. I really am. The second reason is most dividend stocks are predictable. They do the same thing year after year after year. Or should I say quarter after quarter after quarter. Because almost all the stocks you see on here, Fast Turnal, O'Reilly, Smuckers, Emerson, ExxonMobil, Nextera, Dover, General Parts, Pepsi, Lennar, Aflac, Target, IBM, Grainger, Johnson & Johnson, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. Okay, these companies have dividends every 90 days, once per quarter. Okay, there's 4 quarters: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We're into November. We are into November 23rd. Means we got 1 week left of November. Next week is December. Let that sink in there for a second. This is the last full week of November. How are you guys doing? Anyway, so let's go for more questions. All righty. We looked at Dow. How long have you been trading? Over 30 years. What is the screen you are writing on? It's really cool. Okay, Husker Tuck. That is called a Vibe interactive whiteboard. Can't wait for the AI bubble to pop. Me either. I don't really care. Can you flip the screen? Ron, we already did that. We already played that game once. CLBT. What the hell is CLBT? I'm just curious. CLBT. Celebrate Limited. Yeah, no, I don't do monthlies. Sorry. All righty. Yep, I got that one, Jesse. Thank you. Hi, all. Up, down. Trader wants to take a look at Bank of America. Okay, we just saw the high a little while ago. Okay, interesting. What do you think? Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Friday shoots up, pulls back. Friday's the bottom. Now, if you're into trying to pick bottoms, sure, have at it right there. Friday. Now, it closed higher on Friday than she did on Thursday. So that could be an indicator that she's turning around, going back up. Could be. Now, me personally, I want 2 days to the upside, and then on the third day, I'll jump in. I'm not very good at picking bottoms, so I don't even try anymore. Ooh, we got 5 questions over here. Greetings, James. I'd like to take a look at Able. Okay, we already looked at Able. Okay, we got that one. Okay, Mark. Lisa G. CMG. Does the red candle count as an up day? Hold that thought for a second there, Lisa. CMG. Okay. Now, Lisa, here's your last 30 days for Chipotle. 30 days ago, we're at 42. We find the bottom right here at 29. Now we're slowly going back up because we're at 31.63. Now, the 32s are going for 42. That's more than 1%, Lisa. That's kind of what you're looking for if you like Chipotle. Now, remember, Chipotle doesn't have any dividends. And I don't think it's on Warren Buffett's list. So it's not one that I personally want to do. I mean, I have done it in the past, but the last time I did Chipotle, the market maker was offering 4%, not 1.5%. Ruben, hey James, your YouTube channel is showing your monitor does not appear to be broadcasting on YouTube. Damn it. Let's find out why. Give me 1 second there, Ruben. Going to the 10MinuteTrader. That's my website, in case you guys are curious. Slide over here to the top left, that little burger over there, and let's go find out. Right there. I got to change this website. It's horrible. All right. Kevin. Uh-oh. Oh, hold that thought. Let's go to YouTube. YouTube. Oh, he's right. Only one of them. Which one is that? Is that this one or is that this one? Which one? What is that? That's the one right there. Okay. This one? Well, at least I know which one it was. All right. So stop streaming and let's start streaming again. All right. Thank you for that there, Ruben. Let's see how that worked. Tom. Did anyone write down the 5 stocks for today? I joined late, only caught AAL. Tom, we'll go over it again in a second. Kohl's was one. Yep, Lisa G, you're right about that. All right, let's start streaming one more time. See if it works this time. All right. Next. All right, what are we doing next? CMG, BBAI, we already did that one. All right, so Kevin. Hey, James, I'm holding on to Kohl's. and they are reporting earnings this week. And I am about 10 cents from profitability, yet reporting earnings on Tuesday. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Kevin, all right. Kevin, I don't pay much attention to the quarterly reports, only the earnings reports, only because I've seen positive reports where stocks go down. I've seen negative reports where stocks go up. So I don't really pay much attention to it. My goal is more faced towards the momentum of the traders. Take a look at what us traders are doing. Okay, check this out. All right, no, we don't need that. Okay, here's the high. Here's your low. Okay. She shot up. Now we're going sideways. We topped off right there. Pull back. Now she's turning around. So let's zoom into that just a little bit closer. Okay. Sideways. We shot up. Pulled back. Now we're turning around again. There's one up day. There's two up days. The two up days are right there. Okay. Higher highs. Higher lows. Is it going to? We don't know. What's going to happen on Tuesday? We don't know. You either like the stock or you don't like the stock. You never lose money until you agree to sell it for less than what you paid for it. So if you're holding on to Kohl's, and Kohl's gives you a return every single week, right now it's at 15.71. This week's the 16s are going for $1. Well, that's nice. 1650s are going for 70. That's nice. The 17s are going for 59. That's almost 3%. The 18s are going for 34, just slightly below 2%. And then the 1850s over 1%. And the 90s, that's like 7 strikes out of the money. See, here's at the money right here. 7 strikes all the way down here. It's still paying over 1%. Why the hell not? If you like Kohl's. Always the catch. Do you like Kohl's? BP, hey. Never call me sir. My drill sergeant used to say that all the time. Don't call me sir. I work for my money. Which is probably accurate. All right, Chief. Nope. The only reason I'm saying no is I don't buy at the high. You see that right there? That's at the high. Here's low right there. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, no, thank you. Sorry. BP wants to take a look at Matt. Sorry, BP. Matt's not at stock. AGNC, we looked at that's going to be a no. Do you hold any ETFs or just dividend stocks? Okay, so user 4206988843. What were your parents smoking when they named you, dude? Or are you a dudette? I don't know. Okay, it's non-binary. Whatever. Don't get me started. Okay, ETFs, no. Unless that ETF has weekly options and it trades and it has a nice number, yeah. Sean. Okay, Sean was paying attention. Visa, Dow, Kohl's, American Airlines, and Nike. Yep, those are the 5. He got them. Righty. Yeah, once in a while, I will buy an ETF if everything works. Because, see, I haven't gone over the rules. You guys are under the assumption that just, hey, let's do nilly-willy. No, it doesn't work that way. When my daughter was 9 years old, back in 2008, she says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? All right. So 9-year-old little girl wants to learn how to trade stocks, and most adults don't understand it. So how am I supposed to teach her? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. Now, when I say no way for her to lose, what I'm looking at and what I explained to her is, if you honestly think that Coca-Cola is just one day going to wake up and say, you know what? I don't feel like doing this anymore. Or how about Ford? Yeah, we've been doing this for 140 years. Let's just stop. It doesn't work that way. Or, here's a good one for you. Consolidated Edison. Let's say the dude wakes up one morning, you know what? 200 years of offering electricity to these ungrateful people. Let's just stop. Find something else to do. Let's go plant some daisies. It doesn't work that way. Companies that have been in business for over 100 years, General Motors, not IBM, sorry, General Motors, Ford, Harley Davidson, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Procter and Gamble, companies like that, been in business for over 100 years. Do you honestly think that they're just going to disappear? Now, for my 9-year-old, it was very simple. Never buy a stock that's not consistently profitable for at least 2 decades, which would mean 20 years. So in order to get 20 years of profits, the company's got to be at least 20 years old. So after a company's been going business and being profitable for 20 years, there's a very high probability that they ain't going anywhere. So unless you sell for less than what you paid for it, there's no way you can lose. Think about it. If you never sell for less than what you paid, there's no way to lose. That was for my 9-year-old. So, that being said, 5 rules. Maybe we'll get some better numbers here. You ready? Rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to hold on to for the rest of your days. If it's not worthy of putting your money in there, just leaving it until it hits your target or until you die, one or the other, whichever comes first. I'm not picky. Don't buy it. It's very simple. If you can't put your money into something and just leave it there with that intention of never selling for less than what you paid for it. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. When I say consistently profitable, do some homework. Look at the 20 years of reports. Are they making more money this year than they did last year? Did they make more money last year than the year before? Do that for 2 decades. They're either profitable or they're not. You can decide where you put your money. You can put your money anywhere you want. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Okay, so let's continue. What else do we have? All righty. Oh, hello. You. Okay. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 of them. Energy fuels. No. Dropping like a rock. Why would I want that? Unless I want to do some bottom fishing. Okay, here's where we were. If you shoot up, now we're at the bottom. 1278. The 13s are going for 45. Now, if you want to try this as the bottom, be my guest. Okay, I am not very good at picking bottom, so I don't even bother anymore. It's at the bottom now. Tomorrow, it could go lower. Tuesday, it could go lower. So me personally, I wait for the drop, for the bottom to stop. Okay, wherever the bottom is, 2 days up, then jump in. Okay, where's the bottom? 2 days up, I'll jump in. Next. Are you concerned about the earnings? No, Robert, I'm not concerned about the earnings. You either like the company or you don't like the company. It's plain and simple. Up-down trader wants to take a look at Intel. Interesting. It is interesting. Okay. I love these numbers. I love Intel and Dell. These numbers are awesome, in my humble opinion. All right, so here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, sideways, up, down. What's going on here? 3450 is where we're at right now. The 3450s are going for 94, 95? Not quite 3%, but pretty close. Well, let's take a better look at it. Okay, we shoot up. Here's the top. Bottom was Friday. Now, I'm going to write Intel down, and we'll take a look at it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Might be a good opportunity. Might be. Your advice on holding or selling. Kevin, now, Kevin, I don't give advice. I do have Kohl's, And I have no intention whatsoever selling my Kohls. I got to change some of these cords around. I just went out and bought 6 more of these cables. And for some strange reason, brand new cables just not working right. All right. There we go. Good, 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 and good. Why? Wait. Why isn't this one working? No. What's wrong with that cable? Damn it. Damn. Okay, anyway. All right, so hopefully that made sense. Oh, Cleoman wants to do the 14 put on Kohls. Why do you want to do the 14 put on Kohls? Let's check it out. Okay. Oh, check that out. The 14 put is going for 40 cents. Okay. Who came up with that one? Cleo Menza. Okay, so we're here at the bottom at 1480, right there at the bottom. Now we're at 1570, and you want to sell the 14s. Well, the 14s are paying 40 cents, which is not bad, just, right around 3%. Okay, the 15s are paying 74. Why not do the 15s? 15s are right there. Do you think it's going up? And why are you doing a cash secured put at 14 if it's only giving you 3.5%? Look at the current one. 1590, the 1550s are going for close to 8%. So why not do the 8% trade? It's just a thought. 8% is a hell of a lot better than what you're looking at. Okay. Okay, Cleo Menza. Okay. More questions. Questions. Yeah, I say, Kev, I can show you stuff, but I don't give advice. I just look. Intel looks like a great setup. Yeah, it does. Sorry, guys, this guy is a fraud. Thank you, Garrett. Hey, Beast, explain, Garrett. Garrett is trolling. He just disappears. Up, down, what's up? I like Intel, and I want more Dow. Nothing wrong with that at all. Garrett, don't mean to be okay, just saying it because that's what I see, and I shouldn't not say it. I shouldn't not say it. Okay, thank you there, Garrett. I'd like to hear more from you, though. What's your opinion, and why do you think that? Just curious. LVMH. What is LVMH? LVMH. Moet. Oh, Hennessy. Yeah. No. LVMH. Not there. All right. Me too. TPR. What is TPR? It sounds familiar. I heard of TPR before. Tapestry. Yeah, we did Tapestry. Okay, the 105s. Interesting. Nifty. Let's take a gander at Tapestry. Oh, did Garrett disappear, or did he actually give you an answer? Yes, I'm doing Dell this week. All right, I like Dell too. I didn't get called out of my 3 contracts, so I'm going to let it ride. Okay, cool beans. I love Dell also, me too. Why is the footage mirrored? Yeah, because nobody knows how to reverse the camera. Who came up with that question? Mike. No, it wasn't Mike. It was Astro Official. Astro Official. Why is the footage mirrored? Well, Astro Official, the reason why it's mirrored is because nobody has been able to come up with a way of mirroring the camera. Okay? Until someone comes up with a way of mirroring the camera, it is what it is. It's a YouTube thing. You're 68 years old. Ouch, that wasn't very nice. I look young for 68. That's because I'm not 68. Josh G123. Hello, snake oil salesman. How are you today? What oil are we selling today? Snake oil is a valuable commodity, to be honest. you better buy the dip. I like that one. All right, thank you. How do you feel about Grab? I looked at Grab once. Wait a second. We're on Tapestry. Hold up a second. Let's finish up with Tapestry. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's moving up. What's the last 30 days? Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Drop, up, down, up. Definitely going to the upside. 105.24. It's currently at 106.50. The 106s are going for 165. That's over 1%. Well, let's see if we can come up with number 6 for the evening. Okay, why not? 6, Tapestry. Here we go. 105, right there. One contract, let's do one contract right there at the market, right there. Here's Johnny Joe and tell me what he wants. Oh, here we go. Buy one covered call on TPR. That's Tapestry. 28 November. That's this coming Friday. So the covered call. Buy the stock, sell the option, get this little profit, move on. Yeah, love it. All right, so the 105 call option. 148 is the investment. 10 G's is, wait a minute. 148 is the profit, 10 G's is the investment. Let's see what kind of rate of return weekly cash producing asset with Tapestry looks like. Calculator, 148.50 divided by 10 G's and 352 little guys. 1.43. I like 1.43. We'll do that one. And there we have it. All right, so let's check it out. Tapestry. And it's 1.4. $1.4 on Tapestry. There it is. Tapestry. 28 November. That's this coming Friday. The 105 call options. 148 is the profit. 10 G's is the investment. 1.4%. Now, if 1% per week is 50% per year, how much is 1.4% per week? That's my average. My average is 1.4. And I'm pretty much okay with it. $1.4. Nice. So we got 6 tonight. Cool beans. Next. Holy cow, we're only 10:19. We got another 40 minutes to go. All right, what do we have? What do we have? Okay, TER, Zim Shipping, where he looked at it, was a no. Try Super Gains, Oracle, we already looked at. ORC, wait a minute. ORCL is Oracle. What's ORC? I have no idea what ORC is. Let's take a gander. ORC. Orchard? No. Who came up with Orchard? Try Super Gains. December, January, April. Yeah, those are months. I don't do monthly. I do weekly, not monthly. TER, T-E-R, BBAI. We already looked at that one. Oh. Try Super Gains. He already knows it's a no. EPD. What the heck is EPD? Okay, EPD. EPD. Enterprise Products. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say no to this one for a couple of reasons. Number one, I have no idea who they are. That's number one. Number two, I don't really like these numbers right here. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 4, 13. Okay, so at the money, 32.50. I'm not even making 1%. Why the hell would I do that? The numbers just don't work. Sorry, dude, EPD doesn't work. Do you like the prospect investing in Vanguard ETF portfolio? Hell no. Sorry. I have not seen a single Vanguard ETF that pays over 30%. How do you feel about Grab? Wait a minute, Grab, G-R-A-B. We looked at that once before, Grab Holdings. Dropping like a rock. Why would I like that? Sorry, come back to me when that thing actually has something decent. Verizon, yes, and Intel. We already looked at Intel also. Webull, B-U-L-L. Now, how long has, oh, hell no. Sorry, I'm just looking at the numbers. Okay, 829. The 8s are going for 48. The 850s are going for 25. The 9s are going for 12. Okay, the rest looks like crap, but, 6-4, whatever. So here we go, sideways, shoots up, pulls back, now she's dropping. Okay, not too fond of that. Okay, up, down. Here's the bottom right there. Doesn't thrill me unless you like bottom fishing. I don't like bottom fishing, I'm not very good at it. Never have I ever picked a bottom, and never have I ever gotten out at the top. Mr. Snow Miser. I'm Mr. Snow Miser. Okay, because she doesn't want to buy a 14 put. Okay. Nico, if you're down on the stock for what you bought it for, do you still sell a covered call? Absolutely. But Nico, is very important, Nico. Number one, if the stock is a dividend stock and a dividend consistently increases, well, you're getting a higher dividend every 90 days or every year. Okay, that's a good thing. Number two, okay, is the stock giving you something on a weekly basis? If, hypothetically speaking, you buy it at 12, now it's at 8. You don't want to be selling the 8s, the 850s, the 9s, or the 950s. I want to go at least 3 to 4 strikes out, which would be 1050. The 1050 here, it's paying 1/3. Okay, not a full 1%. Or even the 950s are paying more than a half, more than a half. Now, a 0.5% every week is still 26% by the end of the year, if you're okay with that. It's always going to be, are you okay with it? SSO mimics the S&P SPY. Thank you there, Robert. I'm not quite sure why we did that. Okay, so if, like I said, if I bought it up here, now it dropped. Okay, at the money is right here. That's where all the action is. Okay, if the stock drops, I don't want to sell at the money. I want to drop 1, 2, 3, about 4 strikes down. That way I'm bringing in something. Torius, thank you for that. That way I'm bringing in some money, and I'm still collecting the dividends because I still own the stock. Oh, Lemonade, USA, a 30-day chart is dangerous. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, I'm not sure why a 30-day chart is dangerous. Lemonade, explain to me. Okay, this is the 30-day chart I'm looking at. 30 days ago, we were here. We shot up, we pulled back. Now here's the bottom. That's the bottom. All that's telling me it's not a good time to jump in. I'm not seeing what the danger is there. If you can explain, I'd love to hear it. Okay, what else do we have here? Got all of those. Got all those. Got all those. All right, so we get some more questions. Questions. Our troll disappeared. Don't you just love trolls? They come in, they spew out a lot of crap, and then they disappear. They don't want to defend their position. Okay, Johnny, Grab looks pretty good, but it hasn't found the bottom yet. Thank you there, up, down. And also, the option chain for Grab doesn't look that healthy. Absolutely doesn't. See, you're doing pretty good without me. John, SoFi. Ugh. I'm going to give you one of those, John. Ugh. Okay, I'll put SoFi into Yahoo Finance. Now, Yahoo Finance is a financial website. It gives you all the information you need to know. All right, so here's your wonderful little SoFi here, John. I'm not quite sure how much research you put into it. Okay, SoFi, 25.19. There are no dividends for SoFi. So why would I look at a non-dividend stock if the channel is specifically designed for dividend stock companies? Peter, NVO. Ooh, NVO. Here we go. All right, so Peter, here we go. Here's the high. Here's your low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right there's where we are right now, 47.63. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now, I'm into this one at 63, 65, something like that, way the hell up here. Okay, so I actually have some NVO way the hell up here. I'm waiting at dollar cost average. Okay, she dropped. Here's the bottom, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. No real direction here. So for me, I'm just going to sit and wait until I can find a decent bottom. Look at here. 1, 2, 3. I should have jumped in there, but I didn't. But we're still going to wait for it to drop some more. All righty. What else do we have? Okay. Ooh, John likes Altria. I like Altria. Okay, Johnny, I am thinking the same. I want to go heavy with something long-dated leap options soon. Okay, see, Johnny Grill, I like the idea. It's called calendar spread, where you buy an option way out, a leap. Okay, you know what that is. And then you sell the covered calls as every single week goes by. The rate of return is awesome, but it's a lot more work, a lot more effort, and a lot higher rate of returns. But is it worth it? Because you got to remember, the long option is going to decrease in value as the time goes by. So a calendar spread is great, but both positions slowly deteriorate. And you might be on the hook for selling paying somebody dividends. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. John, Altria. Oh, now that looks interesting. Let's take a look at this, John. Hold tight. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Drops up, sideways, up, down, big gap. Okay, big drop, big gap. Now she's bouncing. That looks lovely. Let's zoom into that. That's the last 30 days or so. Here's your last 30 days. Here's the top, 65, drops down to 56. That gap is going to fill. Slowly going up. She went from 56 to 60. Now she's dropping. Okay, not quite this week. Keep her eye on it. What I'm looking for is for this thing to fill. Okay, so she went up a little bit, little pullback. Now she's going to go up a little bit more, then a little bit more pullback before she fills in that gap. Because you got to remember, when the stock goes up from 56 to 60, that's a 10% move. Close. Thank you for the reply. No problem there. Okay. Ellen Cam. Okay. XUAUSD. That is a Forex pairing. Sorry. It's not what we're doing here. Sorry, kiddo. Okay, sure thing. If you look at the option chain, it just doesn't look healthy. Everything in the money and out both ways, put and call. Thank you there, Up Down Trader. Ooh, Gary the plumber wants to take a look at CVS. Interesting. Looks like she might be slowing down. Hold on, let's take a look. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. She drops, shoots up, drops. Okay. What's going on there? Here's the top, pulled back. Now she's turning around. That's what it looks like. Okay. Down, up, down, up, down. Now it looks like she's turning around, going up again. She's at 78. The 78 is going for 106. That's not bad. These numbers don't look all that bad if, of course, you like CVS. It's definitely taking a hit lately, down from the low sixes. Thank you there, Johnny. John wants to look at Kroger. Kroger on Warren Buffett's list. Lemonade, using only the 30-day chart can increase your risk of getting hurt by a price drop. Okay, now see, Lemonade, when you say something, sometimes it's best to have more information. Like this, what you're saying here makes more sense than what you said last time. You said a 30-day chart's dangerous. Well, yeah, in and of itself it is. But as you can plainly see, Lemonade, I use the 1 year chart first. Give me the high, give me the low, gives me the direction of the stock. Great. Now, I normally go from the 1 year to the 90-day. The 90-day, here's the high, here's low. What am I looking for? I'm looking for patterns. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, fine. Now I want to go to the 30-day. 30 days right about there. Same thing. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down. Same thing. But you're right. Just the 30-day chart, not a good idea. I always go 1 year, 90-day, 30-day, and then I check out the seasonality because I want a good idea where do I think it's going next. Uh-oh. SB 1981. Rios, how are you today? Okay, SB 1981, Abbott Labs, ABT. ABT. Here we go. Interesting. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? Let's zoom in. Down, up, down. Hypothetically, she should be going up, but I like 2 days. Okay, here's your bottom, here's 1 day. 2 days is going to bring us here. By the time we hit 3 days, we'll be way too high. And what is the 128s going for? 148, okay? The 129 is just not making it. Okay, we're at 129. Oh, hell no. See right now? 128, 129. The 129s are going for 99. Nope. Wait till tomorrow. Okay, who came up with this one? SB 1981. These numbers aren't making sense at the moment. Okay, the last trade was 128. Well, after hours, it's 129. Okay, this 129 doesn't really go with this one. Not quite there. Lemonade, 1 year is best. Yeah, 1 year is best to give you an overall look, but 1 year is not going to give you an idea of where it's going next. Okay? Okay, just see, this is the 1 year. Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? We just don't know. It looks like it's going sideways, you know, between here and here. Okay? But as you get closer to where we are now, okay, down, up, down, definitely looks like she's going up. Okay, I like to get smaller and smaller. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, that is right there. We'll deal with that one later. All right, let's go with next. What's next? All right, CVS we're looking at definitely taking a hit. Got that one. CVS is looking good. Thank you. All right, what else do we have here? Joey, what's up? Not much lately. Good being. Are you guys? Blah, blah, blah. Good, blah, blah. Thoughts on TQQQQQQ by the split? Ugh, I hate TQQQQ. TQQQ. All right, let's check it out. Okay, who came up with this one? Who came up with the Qs? Oh, right there. Up, down trader. Looks like it's set up nice premiums. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Okay, see, I don't really like the Qs. Okay, very first dividend, 2014. Nothing for 2016, nothing for 2017, only one for 2018, only two for 2019, nothing for 2020, nothing for 2021, only one for 2022, and then we went to 4. Okay, so 23, we got 7.5, then we went down, then we went up, then we went up, then we went down, then we went up, then we went down, then we went up, then we went down. Then we went down, then we went up, and then we went down. Oh, hell no. Do you even look at these numbers before you decide what you want to do? Gotta turn my fan on. It's getting a little warm in here. All right. What else do we have? SCHD. Mike, I'm not even going to entertain that one. Micadelic. Yeah, check out the numbers, brother. It's just not that good. SCHD. Well, no, that just didn't go right. SCHD. All right, Micadelic. Give it a second. Okay, Mikey. Micadelic. SCHD. Very first dividend, 2011. Not quite 20 years. Okay, let's check this out. 4.6. Okay, higher, 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 lower. Higher, 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 higher. What? Lower. Okay. Okay, higher, lower. Higher, lower. Higher, lower. Lower. Higher, higher, lower, higher, lower. Do you see the pattern here? Not consistently profitable. Why would I want a stock that's not consistently profitable? The numbers aren't consistently getting higher. They're basically saying the same. Okay? 2014, 8, 8.9, 9.1, 8.1. Why? It's not going anywhere. HPQ. Who's that? Lanny. Lanny wants to take a look at HPQ. HPQ. All right, let's check this out. You ready? Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, sideways, down, sideways, down, now up. Here's the bottom back in April. Was at 40, dropped down to 21. Now we're at 24. The 24s are going for 86. That's over 3%. If you like Hewlett Packard. Okay. A high of the year. Let's get my glasses out. I'm going to put them on eventually. The high of the year, 39.71. The bottom of the year, 21.13. Well, we're sitting at 23.96. Look at your last 30 days. There's your top. There's your bottom. Now she's going up. That makes sense. 24. The 24 is going for 86. Let's pick another one. This will be number 7. All right. I can do this. All righty. Let's get out of here. Let's go to here. Let's go to there. And let's do the 24 right there. One contract at the market. Here we go. Buy one covered call of Hewlett Packard. One covered call, Hewlett Packard, 28 November. The $24 call option. Here's the profit, 93 bucks, 2,300 is the investment. Let's get out that calculator, see what it looks like. 93 is the profit. Divide that by 2,360. 7 little potatoes, 4% for Hewlett-Packard, if you like Hewlett-Packard. All right, let's do this. Hoo, hoo, hoo. All right, 4%. HPQ, 28 November, the $24 call option. 93 is the profit, 23 is the investment, 4% is the rate of return for 1 week. What's wrong with that? All righty, let's just call it a day with 6. Uh-oh. Damn. Well, so much for that idea. Hit the wrong button. Try it one more time. We'll put it right there. That was 4%, wasn't it? Yep, 4%. And there we have it. We're going to call it a night. It's a night. 11:15. All right, let's answer some last questions. I'm selling my SCHD and putting it to work, earning 1% weekly. K-Van, way to go. Have we already looked at lows? No, we have not looked at lows. LOW. Well, now that looks pretty good. All right, lows. Here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look, it's down, up, 234. The 235 is going 251. That works. Lows works. We're going to call it a day. We're going to leave it right where it is. And we are going to see you guys all again tomorrow. All right, that being said, have a nice night, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow. Over here. Come on. And that's done. And over here, done. And over here, you guys have a great night. And over here, you guys have a great night also. We'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll see you.